I learnt during lockdown because I was asked to help medical students do video and telephone conversations, and I learnt how important it is to us humans that we see each other because we communicate more by our facial expressions and our body language than we do really by talking and listening. And this media is very difficult to be able to do everything you want to do. Like in singing, we can't all sing together. We have to mute ourselves. So only the musical director is hearing herself singing. The rest of us, we can sing whatever we like, but we're not necessarily following her direction. And it's a weird concept that I just didn't think about before COVID. It's fantastic. The insight it's given me into human behaviour, I just didn't have.
For me, it's been brought out by other people in the group as well. That one of the things I learned about the privilege, how enormously privileged a lot of us are, and to really acknowledge that and appreciate it. For instance, being able to use the media like we can and the people that can't, but also having space and outside lovely places to walk. And I think as well, I'd like to see that carried forward more in the communities. This is what people want to hold on to. The fact that people are being much kinder to each other and more understanding. And that sense of community that I think so many people felt had been lost over recent years. And, people pulling together, and it's usually the poorest people that help everybody else as well. So that's my main thing really, is how we can maintain that sense of community.
Yeah, one of the lessons I learned during lockdown, and I'm still sticking with it, is the importance of maintaining one's own positive view of yourself and your life. Because how we think about our situation and who we are affects our emotions, and those emotions affect our physiology, and our physiology obviously affects our health and our immune system. So it's like being willing to be responsible for my health. And, Eric mentioned earlier on that COVID, it is a nasty virus. Some of us might die. And that maintaining that positivity, I think, is so important for us wherever and however we find ourselves, even at our moment of death.
As Joy said, maintain a sense of community. In lockdown, I volunteered to put notes through my neighbours' doors in my terrace and asked if they like to get any shopping for them, have a chat 2 metres away at the doorstep, which I gladly did because my work for 7 months came to an end, unfortunately. I'm back now, casually, but I think it is important that we are kind to each other and we listen to each other. And I'm quite emotional, and I got to know my neighbours more, which was lovely. And I'm still doing it, and I still will do when we lock down on Thursday, and helping each other, which we are. We're a team here, which is great, and it's great to be back, and I hope it continues.
I think the greatest lesson that I learned in lockdown is how wonderful people are, how wonderful the human race is, and to appreciate them more, and value them more, and their little idiosyncrasies, and everybody's different. And because when we came back after lockdown, it was like as if I'd viewed people in a new light, seeing people in a new light. It was a wonderful learning curve about humanity, and also a big learning curve for me as well of survival on one's own. I'm tougher, I'm stronger, and happier. And it wasn't a very pleasant experience, but I'm glad I went through it. Yes, I've learned so much. Like I say, I just appreciate everybody so much more. And wonderful to see people, and even simple things you appreciate, like getting together for a cup of coffee somewhere, or just life is wonderful. I'm glad we had lockdown. I'm still alive. I didn't die. I'm still alive. So, it's a celebration of life, isn't it? And being and living, and we've got to make the most of it now. I've been doing so much more, you know, since lockdown. I didn't, no, not that I didn't do a lot before. I did loads before, but I'm doing even more now. It's wonderful. Yeah.
I actually found myself enjoying lockdown, and people, you know, would say to me, "Well, how are you coping? You know, you just lonely, you depressed, the rest of it." And I sort of felt a bit guilty because I had to say, "Well, no, actually, it's like going back 50 years, you know, to more sort of quieter and more innocent time." And it sort of struck me at the time that, okay, I can do that. An awful lot of people can't. And it just doesn't seem very fair. It really has brought out the, you know, the divisions between people who are, you know, sort of a bit more established in life and people who are, you know, still struggling to get all of the things that they need or perhaps might never get them. And, you know, it just doesn't seem, it doesn't seem right that there's so much inequality. So I think, you know, it's really brought out something that needs to be changed.
City of Culture, I'm so sorry that we can't celebrate on the 1st of January. I'm sure that by May everything will be a little bit more normal. The new normal will be established. But I miss knowing what's going on. Yeah, I can see the updates from City of Culture. And I know there's lots going on behind the scenes, but I don't know. I want to be involved. I want to say, my city's great, come and visit. I want to be able to say, look at all the skills that this city's had, you know. And yeah, we're the older generations, but we have something to say about this city. And sometimes it feels like it's all about the younger generations, which in some respects it should be. They are the people that will carry on this city. But don't forget the people that have lived through the last however many generations and have seen how the city's changing. And you walk into the city centre and it's changing every single day. But yeah, that's what I'd like to say about City of Culture. Yes, it's got to be about younger people. But don't make the older generation feel isolated and it's not about us.
To quote a phrase that is current on Grapevine, whilst it's been good that we've been able to sort of enjoy our local communities, we have to remember that once all this is over, community is not just about pandemics. It's about learning to appreciate what you've got. And with that regard, it's also important to be mindful of other people, to be mindful of your surroundings and everything else. And being out in green spaces and looking after your own personal well-being is so necessary to be able to sort of like walk outside, just listen to the birds. That's one of the things that makes us what we are. It's just being ourselves and looking after ourselves. That's our primary function.
When this original started in March, we had the spring, something to look forward to, a new year, and we went out walking. It was great, and children would be in the windows waving at you, and people you probably walked past 1,000 times would suddenly speak to you, which was great. But as the summer progressed and things got a little bit more awkward, I went out less and less. And now I'm waiting for my consultant surgeon to operate on my spine again because I've got a problem with my spinal cord. It doesn't leave me feeling very happy and joyful at all because I'm limited to what I can do. And that's what I hate. City of Culture, very brief. Commentary is like a relay race. We have to pass the baton on to the next runner, whether it's young or old. It's their job next. We've done our bit. Bye.
It's taught me how to appreciate everything around me more. It's taught me how to be strong and how to cope with things myself, because start of lockdown, I thought, oh, I don't think I can do this. But then I found so many things to do. As I said, I went for early morning walks and I did more in the garden. I've got a lot of like things to do in the house. So what I did was I sort of, what was to be done in the house, I've left it till now. So therefore this lockdown means that I'll be able to do what I didn't do in earlier lockdown. I'll be able to do it this time in the house because the weather's changed. But I did really appreciate the lockdown because it was, it taught me to look out for everybody else and also myself and think positive.
Like everybody else, I've enjoyed being outdoors. We have a garden, which we're really lucky to have. And I've enjoyed walking quite close to home over the time, but gone further afield now. But it brings it home that not everybody had this open space. Not everybody's got a car. And I suppose one way of looking, I think the new housing estates or the building that they're going to build, they should have open spaces. They should have a local shop, a community, but it all costs money. But I feel really sorry for the people with children who are living in high-storey flats and think something should be done in the future about that, something good, so they've got open space access to everything.